Let's look at the assignment 3. I'm going to read through it and then I'm going to show some of the aspects in QGIS. Okay, the first here is to look at the zoning maps or land use maps, or to create that using data sets of your chosen area. You can use remote sensing, or as I shown in the class, you can use the LAMS and or the valuation role of your specific municipality. I will show you how you can do that. Okay, then we are going to look at different types of data, and then at the end you will produce only one map for assignment 3. All the data that you are going to generate will be then in a due database if you use ArcGIS, but for the people who use QGIS, you must store your data in a due package, and we will look at that as well. Through the whole process you will see how we delete or reclassify and or modify features. Important part is then you must be able to label your features in the map that you're going to create. Because we are using QGIS, we are not going to do this one, is converting of labels to annotation. Sometimes you will do this if you work in ArcGIS and especially in a due database, but for QGIS we will not do that. And then we are going to look at inserting a map, or then a small scale map for reference of the other map. In QGIS, I think we call that the review map, but we will look at that as well. Okay, then the final outcome for assignment 3 will be then a map of including the land use that you created with the normal title block, a legend, a scale bar, north arrow, and so forth. Okay, let's look at doing this in QGIS itself. Remember, we are looking at land use and how do we capture land use. I just want to open my QGIS here. This is the project that we used in the class. I did not save it, so I'm going to remove these files. Or maybe I can do it like this. When you open a QGIS project and you see this red exclamation mark, that means that you don't have a connection to your data layer. So let's see, I know this province is in my GIS in a box, so I'm just going to browse to that one. Data, and it is a base map. Admin boundaries, province, so I click on that and I say okay. In normal cases, if the data is still there, then it will automatically look at these, but I see this one is not there, so I'm just going to remove it from my project. Okay, my land parcels are also here. Just want to see where it draws in if you do that, but we will look at that. So the first thing that you must do is you must look for your study area. I'm going to show Bloemfontein, URRPURRR area will be the example. I just want to see why does this not draw, but that's not a problem. I can just remove it and add it again. So I want to use Langehovenpark as my study area. So what I must do first, I must open or add cadastre data, or then the properties data of the parcel data for Langehovenpark. And I know this is also in just in a box, so I'm going to my just in a box data again, base map data, this is the cadastre and then land parcel. Hopefully that will work now. Just check some attributes. Okay, they say there's no data in that. Okay, so I must look at that. So I must find some other land data. I think in your database, the database you downloaded, you will find then the land parcel. If I go back to another project that I've done in the past, I'm just going to use that data as an example. Let's see in this Mangaung data if there's any Erwin. There's some of the data that I've been using. Okay, this will be the boundary, the suburbs of Mangaung. Let's see if I can use that Erwin. Okay, I'm going to, for this exercise, I'm going to use this layer. I'm going to see if I can use this suburbs as well. I know that one is the suburbs. There you see is the suburbs. I'm just going to move it down. Remove this land parcel because it is now empty. I will check why that one is empty. Just to work better with my data, I'm going to change the symbology of my data. I'm going to look at the symbology. I'm going to make this transparent. And I'm going to do the same with my suburbs. Here you can check how I label features. So first I'm going to change the symbology to make it then also transparent. Maybe make the line color a different color, blue, and I make it a little bit, the width a little bit higher. You see the difference? There's my suburbs, the blue area, there's Langefontein. Interesting for people that think they know Bloemfontein. If I click on that part there, I think that is Langefontein, but that part of, as we call it, Langefontein, that is another part of Bloemfontein. So Langefontein is only that region there. But you can, yeah, you can use that as the whole area. Okay, the other thing is then that I want to look at as to label my data. I'm going to label my suburb layer with the name of the suburb. So again, I double click the layer to open properties. Here it is labels. I'm going to only use a single label. And remember, I told you in the class that all these methods or processes are on YouTube. You can just search in QGIS, how do I label? The single label, and I will use, I just want to check. Let's see if it is place name. I'm going to use the buffer as normal. You see there's the place name Langefontein. That is what I'm going to use. Again, I just save regularly. So if there's a problem with the project file or the computer, then I can open it, the same map that I've worked past. So I just want the Langefontein. So the easiest way to do that, I'm going to select Langefontein. You see it is now in yellow. And I'm going to use this select by location. So I'm going to, I just want to think if it is this, I'm going to select from my Erwin, intersect the one of just want to see suburbs. It's only going to select using the selected features. Remember, then only use Langenhoven Park. Okay, run. There you see is the Erwin in Langenhoven Park are yellow, so that is what's selected at this stage. So I'm only going to use that, so I'm going to export it. Remember to look for save selected features and not the save features as. Save just selected features, and it must be then in a due package. The file name, I just want to see where did I use this example. I think this one. Okay, in that I'm just going to save it, but you can save it on on your computer where you see fit. Okay, Langenhoven Park will be my database name, and in Langenhoven Park the database name Langenhoven Park properties. So as I discussed in the class, you will have the big due package or the database, but in that due package or database you will have then a layer Langenhoven Park properties. Again, just check if it is save only selected features. Okay, that's fine. So I say okay. There you will see it only export the selected features. So when I unselect this one, you will see it is only the Langenhoven Park properties or Erwin that is selected. I'm just going to unselect it or deselect it. So there you see the only Langenhoven Park Erwin. Save my project. Okay, if I open this now, because it is part of another project that I've busy with now, I think you will see that it is the already zones land use in it. But just for this exercise, let's assume there were no land uses, so I must use the valuation role. I'm searching for the valuation role of Langenhoven Park. I just want to check where did I save that in the past. Maybe it is also part of this one. I just want to check where it can be in my data folder. Banghoen. Okay, not that one. I know that there's now a new valuation roll out, but I don't have that one. Let's use this one of 2017 just for example. So if I open it in Excel, I would just want to discuss the two. Again, I just want to look at the data. There you see is they call it the updated SG number, but if you investigate it, it is longer than the normal 21. So they add other numbers, but what we are looking for is the SG code 21. Remember that one starts with a F, and then there's the F number and so forth. If I go back to my QGIS or my project, I open the attribute table here. They will see in this one they call it the ID, but it starts with the F, and if you count that letters and numbers, you will see that it is also 21 letters and numbers. So you link that number with this number or vice versa, or this 21 digit number. We call that the unique identifier, or the number that is the same between the two layers. At this stage, this is an Excel table and it is not linked to the spatial data of this layer. So here's the spatial data layer, and we want to add the Excel spreadsheet to it to get to the land use, new categories, new land use, and stuff like that. And if you need any other information from the valuation role, you see here's the owner, 2017 and so forth, but we want to look at use this new categories for in this case that represent zoning and or then land use. So general valuation role 2017, I'm just going to close it and then I'm going to open it in QGIS. Remember last time I said here will be to add it an Excel spreadsheet. I just want to add that plug-in. I normally type in Excel, and this is the spreadsheet layers. They don't say Excel, but use that spreadsheet layer. So I'm just going to switch it on and off, close, and then I'm looking for it here. It's supposed to be here somewhere. Okay, there it is. So I just browse to that Excel spreadsheet. Data Mangaung. You remember it is this spreadsheet. I open it. And then it will start with the sheet and the layer name. We will check when it is imported or added to this window. Here you see there's the file name, the sheet, the layer name as well. And the first thing that you must check in cases like this is the field name on top. If it is the same name as in your Excel spreadsheet. For this, it is the same name, so I'm going to leave it like that. Or you can play around with this number of lines to ignore, maybe add or minus so that you get to that. Okay, I just want the land use, so I'm going to import every spreadsheet or every sheet, the tab or then the field as string. So I'm fine with that. So I say okay. Now it is exporting it from the Excel spreadsheet, and to make it a table in QGIS. There is the same table. We're just going to open it just to check the content. Alright, you see there are in this Excel spreadsheet or the table now of Bloemfontein of Mangaung 2017 valuation row. There's 219,000 properties or then records. So now it's fine. I'm going to link that to my Langehoven-Park properties or my cadastre data. Again, I open the properties of my layer and then join. I'm going to add a join to this layer. So I'm not going to use that one. I just want to see I'm going to use this one. Okay, it is already in, but okay, I'm going to use the 21 digit. Also with my other one will be then the ID. ID. Remember, I looked first in one, it's the SG code 21, in the other one it was ID. And I'm just going to link that to land use, new use, and new categories. I'm only going to use that one. So, okay, and now it is linking it. When it is up here, then I will say okay. Okay, there it is. Okay, so if I open my Langehoven-Park layer now and open the attribute table, you see there's now 1,559 records in that layer of mine. You see, here's the one that I've added, the Mangaung final draft new categories and the final new use. So I just want to check. So there is my land use and cadastre. And now what you must do then before you, okay, save again. And before, now you can, if you use this way, you can use then create your map. But first you must symbolize it. Again, layer properties, symbology. I want to categorize it and I want to use this last new category, classify, and there is all the information. But remember, you must classify it in the correct color. Business is always red, and I think let's only do residential as well. That one is yellow. The rest you must find out and do it like that. So there is Langehoven-Park. You see most is then residential, and then there's few businesses in between. Save again, and now you can create your layout. Okay, the other way, remember what we've told you is if you don't have the evaluation role or you can't use the get the land use another way, then you can use a visual inspection. And for this, you can use then a combination between Google Earth and then the Google Earth Street View. Just going to open my Google Earth here, see if I have it. Yeah. And then I'm going to zoom into a specific area here in Langehoven-Park. Let's say here in NP van Wyk Low Street, I'm going to switch off the properties. So there's information, but and I'm going to use my Google image. Remember how we did that is through this XYZ tiles. If I go down XYZ tiles, here's my Google image. If I right click on it, there you will see the URL, the connection that you must just copy in when you do a new connection. Type in Google Earth or what you want to name it, and then copy that URL into this, and then you can do the same. So if I switch off my layer here, you see I'm looking at that building there, and maybe I want to see what is the use there to make this easy. So the easiest way for me is then to I right click, copy the the coordinates, and I copy this in WS84 format. And then I go back to my Google Earth. I paste it in my address there. Okay, if I do a inspection, I'm almost sure that that can be a commercial activity. So, but just to make sure, I want to use Google Street View to check that. So I use Google Street View from this side. Yeah, it looks like a shop. Wholesale to public. Corner foods, yeah. So I'm sure now that this app is a business app. This one here. So I go back to my GIS data, that red one there. So again, to edit it, I just want to highlight it. To edit it, I can click on it, and then I open the attribute table. You see, they say there's one selected, and to work with that, I always then move selection to top. So now that one selected is at the top. So at this stage, I know it is a business, or specifically a filling station. But for this example, I must add a land use field. So in QGIS, I must edit this table. I add a field. I'm calling it land use. It must be text, and let's make it 250 characters wide. You see, now it is there, land use, and I know that it is a business. Okay, it is a business because not that I looked there, but that I visually looked at it and used Google Street View. And finish with this one, so I'm going to unedit it and save it. So if I now go back to my app under investigation, not that one, this one, and I click on that. I just want to make this a little bit bigger. So I go down, remember that is the one that I've put in, land use business. And then you do the residential as well. And as I've said in the past, to do it a little bit faster with residential, I know that we can use this, select that yellow, select that, and we know that that is residential. So I go back to my I just want to bring my I just want to go back to my layers. I open the attribute table of my Langpark layer. Again, you see there's 40 selected now. I bring it to the top. Okay, that is selected. I use this abacus. But here I'm going to use update existing fields. Going to update my land use. And I'm going to update it text residential 1. So now I update that 40 to residential 1. So you don't have to do it one by one. You can select it here and change the land use. And as I always say, search on YouTube how to add data to a table in QGIS, for example, and it will show you the same exercise. Okay, now that you have captured the land use, you symbolize it, and now you can go again, use the same techniques that you used in assignment 1 to create your layout. Again, I just want go from the top, add items, add your map. And as always, put a frame around it. Add the legend. Again, when you first do the legend, it will show you all the layers in your project, but I don't want that. I only want a few. To do that, you switch off the auto update, and I don't want that one. The properties I want, the urban I don't want, the suburbs I want, province I will use later on that one. Let me first do that. Remove that one. That can stay. Province style, that I don't want that in my legend. You see there it is. Another thing that you can do is, just want to check where I find that. Okay, only show items inside the current image. Just want to see, okay, so only that few land uses is inside Langehoven-Park. Okay, now we can continue. Also put around the frame around that one. Save. Okay, the next thing is the label. So in that one, remember here to the right is where you type in. Okay, I just want to change the font. Let's make it 20. Center and in the middle. So there's my text, add item, and then the importance scale bar here at the bottom. Again, here to the right is my properties of my legend, not my legend, my scale bar, and here I want that 5. Okay, and then I think the other one is my north arrow. I can put it also here next to my scale bar. So there's my north arrow. And then the other one, remember we talked about, is that, let's see what is the correct word. The overview map. So I must include the overview map. But to do that, I must look at my map, because if I zoom out and in with my overview map, I don't want this map to change. So I'm just going to lock this layer and its tiles. So when I change the map, this specific one will not change. So the next thing is I'm going to add another map here. it will look the same as this one. But then I go back to my QGIS. I want my open street view, not this one. And I want to zoom out a little bit. I'm going to also switch this off. I'm going to use my province one. Okay, and then I'm going to back to my layout and update this one. You see, there it is now, and that one did not change. So I just want to first check something here. Overview, I want to add the other overview. Just want to check if it did something there. I forgot my frame. I just want to see if there's anything else that we can change here in. Okay, that is the map with the overview map in it. You can think what you else need to this map, but here's your land use map. You worked with a due, or in this case, a due package. You label the suburbs. Yeah, and so if you do all these stuff, then that will be assignment 3.